Hello, my name is E.L.Schwartz-Floege and this is my third report about my life as a creative. This issue will be about the importance pictures play online to help support our online profile appearance. In a world as visual and superficial as today, the picture you choose for your profile is probably the only card you can play, so play it well. We could get upset about the fact that we live in such a superficial world, but unless you defy online profiling on platforms such as Facebook altogether for those hardcore activists, you will have to find a way to put as much information on your profile pictures as possible. And that information should serve you and only you and nobody else, if you see what I mean. Let me give you a couple of examples on how you could do it. I will show you 5 profile pictures of different people and tell you a little bit about them and what those pictures mean, could mean, should mean. Let's start with this young girl here. So, what does this picture tell us about her? Well, healthy, sporty, loves traveling, probably quite loyal, while still being a little bit of a flake, maybe a little lazy, free-spirited, appreciates nature and crafts. Look at her necklaces and bracelets. There's a whole story being told here. As an onlooker, especially, let's say, in the online dating environment, that will be a quite successful image, if that is what you really are. If not, then it can lead to disappointment and misunderstanding. It also shows her body well, her hair, etc. The lighting is good. She's not trying to hide anything. Good for online dating, as I said, and or alternative life and or well-being websites. Let's move on. What about this lady? Extremely fashionable, you can tell. Very obviously image aware, unlike the hippie girl before, who might be aware of her image, but if she is, she's trying to hide that. That lady, on the other hand, makes that point clear. She loves clothes, she spends money on them, she wants to look good, and she puts an effort into that. It's not an effortless chic, it's constructed. Excuse me. Which gives that impression that she is quite an uptight person and quite uptight about her appearance and environment. I get the feeling she chooses everything and everybody she surrounds herself with, carefully, almost ruthlessly. Question is, where would a picture like this be appropriate or helpful? Question is, where would a picture like this be appropriate or helpful? In a professional environment. In the fashion world, for example, as people will appreciate her style and her attention to detail. She comes across as somebody who knows what they want. This picture would not go down so well on a social platform. It's not personal enough. It has no human touch. It's 100% constructed. Unless you want to be funny or show off your style or what your projects are and you're working on, I would not recommend to use this for Facebook or any other social platform that deals with real people and real relationships. The next one is a little bit more complex. This lady appears dubious. Her picture doesn't show her properly. I get the feeling she wants to disguise herself. That kind of thing is okay for artists and performers who want to protect and or hide their identity. You can tell there is a certain kind of drama here that only works in certain environments. But it can work well, of course. One shouldn't use a picture like that on their LinkedIn page or any other portfolio platform, unless it is in the dramatic arts environment. But even for an actor, that would not be appropriate at all. It would rather be the very classical headshots. But you know that anyways, nothing new. In fact, I think people are very profile picture savvy these days, even though I think a lot of people use pictures intuitively, particularly on platforms like Facebook and YouTube. If I think of those very young girls doing YouTube videos on an almost daily level, without thinking about it too much, they create a very strong image of themselves. I think the art is how to use images more directed. Not saying those young girls don't. I have one more example before I will talk about myself and my image. Let's have a look at this lady here. I know as a matter of fact that she doesn't have any online presence altogether and rejects that idea. Fair enough. People, you are out there crazily enough. I don't know what makes you think that this will be over at some point. Facebook might be, but it will just be replaced by yet another online platform. So you might jump on the boat at some point as well. Anyways, looking at her picture, which is actually a production shot of hers, she used to be an actress, but had to give that up, sadly. This image is very particular and can't really be used for many purposes other than showing how exciting projects she's working on. You know, that typical thing on Facebook when people put a picture of them bungee jumping, things like that. I mean, it's absolutely clear what people want to tell you. Basically saying, hey look, what an exciting life I have. With this lady it might be different, she might use that for her portfolio. Profile pictures have symbolic weight, strengthened through the repetitive labor of association. Have you ever changed your Facebook profile picture and not really liked it, but then after a while decided it was awesome? Let's look at my profile picture. What does it say? Smart, modern woman, with a sense of style, but also a sense of what is appropriate. The image is clear, you get what you see kind of thing. But I also show a little bit of eccentricity, a little bit of personality. I'm a little different, but to a point that people can still relate to. It may not be as cool as we imagined in a sleek 90s sci-fi, but we really are creatures existing in multiple dimensions, transcending space and time with our cybernetic reach. But you know all that, right? I'm just summarizing, and that's it for the third report as my life as a creative. Thank you very much. Goodbye.